Friday, the November 18th. So I guess we're going to have Laura do our little disclaimer here, and then we'll just go ahead and open it up, see what people's got. So Laura, please.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals, and solutions we have and need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You are advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you. Okay, does anybody want to start it off today? Anybody got anything they want to sell or buy? Let's see, it's Amber. I don't see Amber. I think she still has that house that's gutted in the city that's she wants only $10,000 for it. She mentioned that again the other night at our main event there, and I think that's a good opportunity for someone. I don't see her there. Okay. Anybody else got anything? Anybody want to sell anything? Jim, did you pick up anything down in Destin while you're there?
No, I didn't. It was a work trip, not a real estate work trip. So no, I didn't find anything. I didn't look. It's a nice area though. And I don't know what the prices are down there, but it's probably nothing. It was probably very hard to find good deals, but that's just my guess.
There was somebody, and I think they called themselves Fat Cat Real Estate or something, it was my first ebook I ever paid $500 for back in early 2000s. Everybody thought I was nuts, but she did a whole thing on putting people together and telling how they, she had some different deals, but getting cash back. This is before it was illegal, cash back on your purchases. And then they would borrow money out, kind of like the Burr method, which, well, that's another whole story where you can, this was on pre-construction, after you got it built, then you would refinance it using the money and then getting cash back out. And she was out of business though, last time I checked. But, yeah, she had a program. It was $10,000. This is back in 2001 or 2, something like that. But I actually paid $500 for her ebook, which was only like 18 or 19 pages long. And, but I got some really good information out of that. So I wouldn't recommend you run out and buy a $500 ebook though, necessarily, but it was the information. It wasn't the physical property that I got. So let's see. I do not, Linda asked what the, what the address is of Amber's property. I do not. Let me get her email address for you though. And I'll give that to you. Let me find that. And let's see, we have another, we need rental application processor's number. I'm not sure what you mean on that. Are you looking for a property manager? I mean, it looks like, I think Dave Soto's on here. If you're looking for a property manager, he would be the one to talk to here. And no, there he is. Morning, David.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah. Maybe if you just want to, I don't know, I'm not sure about the question. Maybe if you just want to talk about your service just a little bit, that might add some clarification on it.
Okay, so we're a full service property management company. I guess the best way to put that is that if you want to invest in real estate but don't have the time or knowledge to manage a property yourself, don't want to deal with it, we can do that for you. And I guess the best way I like to put it is that we handle everything from the making the property ready to marketing it to getting the tenant in place, collecting rent, security deposits, and that sort of thing. So that I guess the best way to put it is you only hear from us unless there's an issue on the 15th of the month when we send you an email saying your money's been deposited in your bank account. So that's when I say we're full service. We are full service, and we do the entire step. So as far as the rental applications, we do the applications as part of our process. And I know we've had a couple people ask if we can run an application for them. Unfortunately, we cannot. That is part of our agreement with the background check companies that we are not doing this as a service for somebody else. So we can't give you things like the credit reports or things like that. That's again part of the agreement with the credit reporting agencies. So so I'm not sure what he's looking for as far as to check out income. He needs to check out income. That's separate than that's part of our process, how we check out the income, verify the income. But yeah, we do all that. And
I'm looking for the company who can check out their income, past history, their eviction and all those things when I get the application from the prospective tenant. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. There are a couple different ones out there, and I don't remember off the top of my head because we use our system. So I'm not using any of the outside ones.
Do you check out for us like individual owners?
No, we can't do that. We can only do it for our tenants.
Oh, okay, I see. Because I was working with Assist to Rent, and I think they're closed. The one in Vansville, Assist to Rent. Ray, I think they're closed.
Yeah, I'm not aware of them.
Oh, okay.
But again, like I said, we're full service, so we don't. We take care of everything, and it's so like Jim can go to Florida wherever he wants to go and not worry about anything. He's got a property manager to take care of his issues.
Okay. Oh, thanks.
I will say that I use a property manager. I did not know Dave at the time, so I do not use him. But I will just say in general that hiring a property manager is probably one of the smartest things I've ever done, because everything Dave said is true. And I very rarely hear from the property manager. And when I do, it's we either work it out, or they do it, or I do it, or whatever. But for somebody that doesn't have a lot of time to spend, or doesn't want to spend a lot of time, do your due diligence, get a property manager, and life, I believe, will be a little bit easier on you.
I think the biggest thing we have to offer is the experiences and the processes. So we've got, we have 1,000 tenants, and so it's like, how many tenants do most people have they ever worked with? We're in different municipalities, so we deal with all those issues, and it's just the experience. We're coming up on 15 years next year, so yeah, it's the experience and knowing what we're getting into. Knowing the laws is another big thing. It's kind of frightening sometimes. We see things that are happening that are just like, holy cow! It's just how are they getting away with it? And if they get caught, it's going to be big time issues. I'm going to give you an example that you cannot deny a person because of children, right? So we had a issue. We're based out in Cape, where we have an office in St. Louis, but we're headquartered in Cape. And here down in Cape, we had an issue with a landlord who was caught denying applications to applicants with children. They even went on TV, and the guy had no idea that there was something wrong with him. Because it says right here on my applications is we do not rent to people with children. Huge violation of fair housing. So it's kind of scary. So we keep up on that. I'm also a realtor, and we have our ethics training we have to go to, and our fair housing, and all the CE. Plus, I'm a member of the National Association of Residential Property Managers. A lot of input from there on what's going on in the industry. So again, it's going to be the experience and the professionalism.
I'm going to add a couple more things. Another thing Dave can help anybody with if they use him as a property manager. Dave, you probably know the rental market a lot more than we do. I mean, unless you're in this full time, which I'm not, and a lot of people aren't, you know what the rents are going for in certain areas. And you also know what areas you may want to stay away from, because it's just more hassle than it's worth. Even though the property is cheap, it's still not worth it. It's hard to rent. It's just too much trouble. And you can give your the people you work with some lot of good advice, I believe, probably.
Yeah, that's another thing. When we get into fair housing, as a real estate broker, my agents cannot go out and tell somebody this is a good neighborhood, this is a bad neighborhood. That's called steering. We can't do that. It's up to the individual to make their own mind on that. But working with investors, we can say has nothing to do with fair housing. We can say this is a good market, this is a bad market, whatever it is. And so we can certainly assist with that.
Kind of touched on the thing that I personally like about having a management company and a manager like yourself, David, is it takes the emotions out of it for me, because as property owners, we get emotional on our properties, and it's not emotional for you in your group. You can just look at things logically and say, this is the rules, 1, 2, 3, whatever that may be. And then I don't have to go back saying, yeah, but I feel so sorry for her. It's around Christmas and now she can't feed her babies and da, 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 da. No, it's due on the first. This is the deal. And
so yeah, you're right. This is a business, and we are not dealing with our money. It's other people's money. It's the manager's money or the owner's money. So it's not up to us to make decisions like that. We have an obligation to manage the property in the best interest of the owner. Not saying that we're not going to treat tenants fairly, but it's no different than a utility company or a bank. You don't make a car payment, your car gets repossessed. You don't go to your bank and say, I can't make my car payment this month because Christmas is coming up. They don't care about that. So again, we take all that emotion out, and it's a business. It's not a side thing. It's a business, and we deal with tenants. Tenants don't know who the owners are. We don't. I mean, obviously, anybody can figure out who owns a property, but if they say we want to talk to the owner, we're the owner's agent. We have full responsibility for the property, and owners don't get involved at all.
Hi, everyone. My name is Blendine, and I am looking for a mentor that is willing to share his experience, because I'm looking into my first ever investment property. So we'll be happy if somebody can just hold my hand through that process. Thank you.
You're going to meet a lot of good people here. We do have a lot of things on the website and also on our YouTube channel. If you want to go look at some of that kind of stuff, there's a lot of information that doesn't cost anything. Do you know what type of investments that you're looking for? Have you focused or decided on anything at this point?
Not really. I'm still kind of like trying to figure out. I've done a little bit of short-term rental, but with like rental arbitrage, like using other property, or just like using a spare bedroom in my apartment. So yeah, I'm just still trying to figure out. But thank you for giving me the information about the YouTube. I wasn't aware of that, so I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah, the first thing that I usually try, that I wish I would have known first, is not trying to do everything. Just kind of pick out one thing, and education is like that. And I still get educated on a lot of things. I still take a lot of courses, but I want to learn about it. I'm not going to do everything, but I want to know about it. So I think one of the one of the best things you may be able to do when you're fairly new looking at this is just decide what you want first. And I think the best way is through education. There's a lot of books and a lot of things you can have. I'd be happy to send you a couple things if you want to put your email address in the chat. I can send you a couple things. But the main thing is just go look at some stuff and then see where you want to go with it. I mean, I think, but you're at the right place. You come here every Friday at 11 o'clock, depending on what time zone you're in. And we just sit here and we meet just like this. We find, people talk about what they're doing, look for stuff, see what other people are doing. And that's really, I think, how you learn a lot is just by networking and network up, just look and see who's doing that and figure out, get yourself a mentor at some point, but, educate yourself before you do that, because I've had a lot of mentors that really didn't go the direction I wanted to go. And, it's not that I regretted spending the money but it's a lot of time involved too. And if you could focus and get there, you'll get there quicker. So appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Has anybody got anything they actually want to sell today or buy? Or we can just talk like we're doing. This is good too. I see Carrie there. Do you have more money than you need this week, Carrie?
Yes, we do. Actually, it's a crazy market right now. I mean, rates, went up last week, and they're going to continue. December Fed meeting, they're looking, in upwards some 8% possibly, which will certainly. On investment property, most of your terms are 5-year balloons or 3-year balloons or something like that. So not knowing where the rates are going to go, if anyone's looking for any kind of refinance situation or looking to purchase, I'd love to help you. I've joined. I think this is such a fabulous platform for everyone. I myself have rentals, so I certainly learned so much, but I'm really grateful, and it's a great place to be. So love to help each and every one of you. If you need something, let me know. I'm at New Frontier Bank in St. Charles. I'll put my information up there, and if you guys want to reach out, please do. Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Right.
Carrie, didn't 30-year drop pretty significantly yesterday? Rates. I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute, Carrie.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. There I am. Yes, it did. And quite honestly, like I say, the housing rates with the, Freddie Mac is up and down. People don't know. Lenders don't know. I know they're encouraging people to stop buying by raising rates, but it doesn't seem to be happening like that. I'm not sure where they're going to head. Rates in upwards of 8%. I mean, we haven't seen that. This is the fastest year rates have grown in many, many years. I forget what they said, but it was crazy. So there's a little unsteady. Everything's unsteady, but it is peaks and valleys, that's for sure. And we'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
That's actually funny about the rates. I bought my first home and I assumed a 7.5% loan. And at the time, everybody was getting 18 to 15% right in there, the pretty good borrowers. And everybody was just so amazed that I had this great rate. And now I see these things now, people are all upset about, 5%, 7%, 8%. It's like, well, it makes a huge difference on the properties, but the values were different back then too. Now it's different assuming loans these days too. That was a FHA loan way back years ago. But at the time I had to put down $10,000 to assume that rate, which was a huge amount of money at the time. It seemed like it anyway. When you don't have any money and you're only making 20, $22,000 a year, 10,000 is a lot of money. I mean, it dates me a little bit, but I just crack up at the rates when I hear this kind of stuff, because it's like, I've seen what I call ice ages, where the properties of, the market's changed a lot. I've seen those a few times, but the rates we really haven't seen, or at least most investors have not seen these kind of rates since they've been investing that I know of, or that I've seen anyway. So, but I appreciate you filling this on this. To me, it's just, it's just, you just have to change your strategies sometimes on how you buy stuff and what you do with them. And that's really what it kind of comes down to. So.
Yeah, I have a feeling that a lot of tenants, landlords are going to be raising rates, and I think it's going to put an impact on that. Rental rates are very, very high. Landlords are trying to increase them, organically, but it's sometimes a big hit on your tenants. So just so that you can continue to, make a profit and do what you're supposed to do and what you're in the business of doing. So it's kind of a mess everywhere, really is.
So would you say probably, Carrie, it's the best time if you're going to do something right now before the end of the year? Just
it would be good to get in and, I always say, try to get pre-approved. If you haven't found something that you're looking for, get pre-approved. It was a market at one time where if you weren't pre-approved, the chances of you getting that property were far and few, just because either you were having cash buyers or something like that. But get a line of credit, something like that will enable you to, use your funds immediately to secure that property that you're wanting. There's different products out there for renewals. I don't, a lot of people back in the day, I don't think there's going to be a big, housing foreclosure type thing. If you weren't locked into a fixed rate when prime was, when rates were below 3, then it's kind of a, that was kind of a mistake on your part. So they're not going to get hit with the adjustable rate, the 6% per year type, maximum growth. So I don't know though, like I said, I'm not sure. A lot of people have a lot of different models that they look at when, getting products together where they want interest only and that type of thing. And those are on variable rates. But, it was a time to lock in, they said, and that window's closed. So if lines of credit is a great opportunity or a great product for somebody who's looking for an opportunity and wants to be able to get it, quickly.
know in the past when I used to deal with a lot of people, they would wait to work on their credit until they were going for a loan or something. If you get pre-approved before you actually need the money in your hands, you'll find out a lot, and maybe you can do things to improve your situation. And I think that's a key point right there. Just to go ahead, if you're going to do something, go ahead and get that ready and get yourself in place. Find out what it's going to be. It's even like people, I've seen this happen before. People would wait and not buy their insurance or even check into the insurance till after they had their, all their stuff, all the motion, everything in motion. And then they find out because of their credit or because of the neighborhood or whatever, because they go by zip codes and a lot of things, maybe the insurance was not going to be right in their, what they were doing as far as their cash flow goes. And I know, a lot of times, especially when we're new, we look at cash flow, and a couple $100 could make a lot of difference on an investment property, a couple $100 per month. So that's a really good point. So get approved, give Carrie a call and get the ball rolling. I think, did Amber just come in here? Amber, we were just talking about you with your property. Do you still have your property in the city there?
I do, thanks. I can give a, brief spiel on it. So it is ready for the next buyer. It was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And the reason I took it is because I knew it could be turned into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It is completely gutted in the inside. There is a sunroom on the back of it. So it's a great space for the next person. I'm looking to get $10,000 for it. It is in the 63115 area code. So if you are interested, please give me an email. We'll start with email, just because I'm sure there's a lot of people who will call. My email address is agray, Gray, property, property, LLC @gmail.com. And then I'll also put that in the chat box.
Thank you, Amber. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for somebody looking for a project. Not a lot of money. Actually, it's a great price. So if somebody's looking to get started or add to their portfolio, this would be a good property for you. Amber actually led our meeting the other night. Lloyd's out of town, and she did a great job. As far as our main event goes on Tuesday, and we had, like I said, we had Pete Klarman. I just put in the link if you wanted to go and look at that on YouTube. But we had a lot of good information. I mean, we can get a lot from the replays, but I do encourage you to show up on location if at all possible. We do meet at the Moolah Shrine Center now over on Fifi. It's a great location. They got lots of room, easy to find. We're on the lower level, lots of parking. Only people we ever get mixed up with is sometimes the people for they have a dance. I don't know if it's a ballroom dance or something upstairs. And they sometimes creep in and looking for the dance studio, but anyway, it's a great place, and do encourage you to come out. So always you can go to you want to find out about the next meeting. We are off in December. We will continue to meet here on Friday every week, but we are off of our main events in the month of December. We will resume again in January. So of course, you can always go to the website, STLREIA.com, STLREIA.com. And for the latest, we constantly put stuff on YouTube too, though. So if you want to watch any of the replays, they're, of course, always in the member section on the website too, though, if you want to find them easily. So.
Yep. And John, I'll second to that. It was a great meeting. Lots of great information was given out. And one other thing I wanted to mention, I'm not sure if it was mentioned during today's meeting, but Dave Soto, if you don't mind giving out your contact information on this Zoom as well. After the meeting on Tuesday, there were several people who came up to me looking for a property manager, and your name got brought up during the meeting as well. So I said, attend on Friday. I'm not sure if they are on, but if they are, if you want to go ahead and put your information out there, I'm sure that you will probably be getting a call.
That's really good to reinforce that. And yeah, Dave, if you could please put your contact information in.
I'm going to go ahead. Unfortunately, Stacy is off today, but I'm going to put her information here. It's Stacy@sotops.com. She is our business development manager. She is the one that's in the St. Louis market and can talk to people about their interest. So,
thank you very much.
And that's Stacy Lowe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's usually here. I guess she's
off today. So
okay, oh, nice.
And I gotta find that.
Let's see. Okay, we will be sharing this replay also. So anybody that is not here today that was asking about property managers, because yeah, we did have several the other night asking about that. And in fact, we had some guests and I think a couple of new members too on our group the other night, and they were specifically asking about that. And this is really the best way that you can find out stuff that's not, you can find out what others are doing. That's why this has worked so well for us here on Fridays, because we can, kind of see what other people are doing. We can get recommendations, not that we endorse anybody necessarily, but we can just talk about what we do and what's worked well for us. So You know, we can add a lot of things to our toolbox just by coming here. And of course, we can watch all the replays, which is always good. But I always encourage you to show up live. There's really not a whole lot of excuses I have anymore. I need to be here all the time. We're just, in fact, Laura and I are looking to go into Arkansas over the holidays for a kind of a long thing. And we're stopping a few places. It's like one of the things I was looking at, well, do they have Wi-Fi? Because I don't want to miss our Friday events, you know? So that's one of the key factors I look at nowadays. It wasn't that way a few years ago. The only thing we don't have Wi-Fi is on the place where we're our own property that we have not a couple hours away from here. It does not work there. I have to physically drive 5 miles from my property until we have our barn dominium built and a couple other things in place. We're not going to have Wi-Fi. But the way I see it, though, they're supposed to have that, was it Starlink or something in our area? We're not at the experimental area yet, but they will be soon. So I'll have absolutely no excuse real soon. But I learn a lot on Fridays too. There's, I take notes every week, and I learn a lot of things right here that I wouldn't necessarily get from even from. I know we used to meet in person on location. I should say, I got to be careful now. But at Applebee's every, once a month, and we had great meetings, but you're a lot of times limited to the few people around you sitting at the table. Where here, you can just, you can unmute yourself, you can talk about it, you can ask stuff, or you can sit and listen. A lot of times I'll sit and listen, and I pick up a lot of good information here. So anyway, that's my little 2 cents for today. Anybody have anything they're working on that they would like have any input or output or anything like that? Anything else for sale? Anybody want to buy anything?
Hey, John, I have a question. Can I ask one more?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to see.
I think you faded out there, Amber.
I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. In the car. I guess I lost reception, as you just mentioned. So I am planning on GCing, or at least looking into my own project to install a shower. I'm looking for a recommendation for a carpenter to do the framing. I think I have a plumber, or at least 2 plumbers that I'm going to get to bid the property. But I'd like to get a couple recommendations on someone to frame out the project, or the shower, I should say.
Okay. Does anybody have any experience with framing in a shower that they've done or had done? Our carpenter they've had good experience with. Is this in the Amber? Would this be in the metropolitan area, or whereabouts is the location?
63109 area code. It's Southampton.
Southampton. Okay. All right. So it is kind of in the metro area here. It makes it a little easier, because I know sometimes when we have projects in some of the smaller towns out a little bit, it's a little more, it's a little more challenging to find somebody that's not that can come out there, because some people don't want to travel. But anybody have anything they want to share with Amber? Any prior experience on a carpenter for a shower? No. Is Melissa on here? Do you have anybody, if she's there, that she has worked with in the past?
I have reached out to Melissa on a couple of different things, but I will ask her specifically for a carpenter recommendation. She did, when I reached out to her before, provided another general contractor, but like I said, I think I'm going to try and do it myself, the GC work. I just need a carpenter.
Okay, great.
And if there's no recommendations, that's fine. Obviously I prefer someone that people have used, so I can at least get a feel and an understanding, but getting a secondhand recommendation is not always as good as someone who you've used before. So
right. When do you need this work done, Amber?
I would like to get the project started within a month. Well, let's just say because of the holiday, January.
Okay. Okay, that gives you a little time. The reason I ask is because we do have, a few more Fridays, obviously, between now and then. And since we're not meeting at our main event in December, this is still a good place. So we'll definitely keep that in mind. So if anybody's got a carpenter, please share. Okay. Okay, it looks like David's got his information in there. Thank you very much. Let's see, did I miss anything here? There's Carrie's. Oh, we got some good shares here. Make sure you write down anything you want to know. Of course, we'll have the replay put up. I always say by midnight tonight. So, and usually I get it done sooner, but not always. It just depends. But I always, that's one thing I always like to do before I go to bed, because sometimes my days start off with other things going on. So, anybody have anything else they'd like to share today? Anybody looking for anything? Anybody have anything to offer? Charles looks like he's got some private money there. And there's his contract information. So if anybody needs some private money, get in touch with Charles. Let's see, anything else today?
Hey, John, is there any chance I can share you can share my screen, and then I can show you, have a
Yep.
short video of exactly what having a property manager does for you.
Sure. Yeah, you're welcome to do that. Go right ahead, David.
I gotta find out. Here it is. Wrong one. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, no sound. Nope, no sound. Sorry.
I think when you go down to share it, it's off to the left on the bottom part of the screen. I think you can do it that way.
Say again.
If you stop sharing for a second, and then when you go to share, down to the left part, if I remember right, towards the bottom, it'll say share the sound on the computer.
Well,
Do you see that?
it did stop the share, right?
Yeah, it's a little box you have to check.
Share sound. You're right. There we go.
Yeah, try that.
Well, let's try this again.
Oh, look, a notification from Soto. It must be the 15th.
Are you hearing?
Log into Soto and let's look at this month's statement.
Looks like we did pretty good again this month. Good, they got our vacancy filled. There were a few problems. A leaky faucet and an AC problem. Yep, Soto took care of everything.
Life has become so much better ever since we turned management of our properties over to Soto Property Solutions. We should have made this move a long time ago.
Yes, remember all the work we had to do, finding tenants for our vacant properties, or chasing after some of the tenants for rent?
And the evening or weekend calls for problems? It's nice having professionals handle things for us.
It sure is. It let us do more of what we like to do. Are you ready for another drink?
I will be in a minute. I have to call Soto. They sent me information on another property that we could add to our portfolio. It looks pretty good. I think we'll be making an offer on it.
And then when you're done, we'll plan that golf trip you've been wanting to take.
That way Jim can go to Mexico and take his plane wherever he wants to go. Very good. I love those doodlies too. Those are nice nice ways to get your points across too. All right. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share today? We had a lot of good shares. A lot of good things going on. We got some definite reasons why property manager is a good idea with some contact information. David has also given us Stacy's contact information right here in town. Got some information for some new investors. Just the best thing I would say, just get educated and continue, figure out what you want to focus on. Carrie told us the importance of getting pre-approved, which is very important before the rates go up again, which who knows what's going to happen. There's no crystal balls, but it's always good to be informed and good to know what your situation is ahead of time, because one size does not fit all. Amber has her wholesale deal. This is a great opportunity for someone in the 63115 neighborhood for only $10,000. She's also looking for a carpenter to do some shower work at, 63109. This is a project coming up probably maybe in January. So did I miss anything? I think that's pretty good. Some pretty good things today. Pretty good shares. A lot of people with a lot of experience on the call here today. And we do appreciate everybody coming in and sharing everything. And let's see. Charles also looking for property owners in challenging positions of ownership. Does that mean you're looking for non-wanters, wholesale deals, tired landlords, or anything like that, Charles? Or do you have anything in particular? Maybe all the above? All of that? Okay. So Charles is looking for some non-wanters. You got a property you don't want, feel free to get a hold of him. I think he also had some money, some private money there, it looks like. So anybody else have anything they want to share today? No? If not, I appreciate everybody coming in. We will have this up, like I said, I'll have this up by midnight tonight. If you can't wait, you can always send me a note. But I always encourage you to check out the website, STLREIA.com. We always have the replays in the member section. It also has hopefully the latest information. Sometimes they're a little slow getting it up there, but that's just the way it is. But you can always reach out to us and for anything you might need. But otherwise, we will see you next Friday. I know it's the day after Thanksgiving, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of excuses anymore. So I will be here, and regardless of where I'm at, unless something just dramatically happens, but we plan on being here every Friday. So through the rest of the year, I don't think we have a holiday fall on Friday that I know of. I didn't really look ahead, but I don't think anything is here. So we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.